Part 6, let's talk about it. Alright, I'm gonna explain this in such a way so that it's easily understandable to everyone.
These are the sovereign unincorporated republic states. They are operating on the soil in the background. In 1801, DC was founded as a federal district headquarters for the U.S. In 1871, the Organic Act was created for the 10-mile square area for a place to secure control of states' debts and titles. In 1933, all the states pledged property titles to DC to help the federal government to pay its international debts. Between 1933 to 1940, through various mechanisms like Social Security regions and Zone Improvement Plan, DC spread a false federal jurisdiction over the entire U.S. These are the incorporated federal states, and it looks like this, but for ease of use, we will look at it like this.
Now, whenever a territory is taken over, there are two things that disappear. The first thing is the truth, and the second thing is the money. Now, they want the truth to disappear because they don't want anybody to have any clue about what's really going on. They want everybody in the dark and ignorant. And the second thing that disappears is the money, because they want to be able to track everything, and they want to know if anybody is building up sanctions against them.
So here's the board game. We were all given U.S. citizen corporations to operate with and to engage in commerce with on the board.
So even though I am not this U.S. citizen, it is a tool that I can use to engage in commerce and contracts with on the board if I so choose. So in actuality, all of the U.S. citizens are fractals of the bankrupt U.S. corporation as franchises created in order to funnel money to keep paying the federal debts that are due. So the U.S. is bankrupt, and so are all the U.S. citizens. This is why U.S. citizens cannot hold true controlling title in the public, because they are bankrupt. The public is bankrupt. Assets are held in the private. So if you try to do anything which is considered an asset, it has to be held in the private. All right, now to finally answer your question, a judge, just like the president and police officers and senators and representatives and stuff, they all swear an oath to uphold that bankrupt system, okay? So when someone comes in and tries to disrupt the system that they have sworn an oath to uphold, it is very disruptive. So you have to move it to the private. That is one of the reasons why you see all these people getting thrown into jail that try to do this quote-unquote sovereign citizen stuff, which is an oxymoron and doesn't exist. So what ends up happening a lot of times in these videos is people are trying to handle and control all these assets in the public around a lot of people, and it's disrupting the system. You're not supposed to do that. Another reason why all you see out there is people getting thrown in jail is because it is extremely hard to try to bring in any recording devices or anything that can be promoted in order to show proof of this stuff, because the platforms that we all use like YouTube and TikTok and all this stuff that are federally controlled and regulated don't allow any true assets to get out. And even if they do, the truth is if you take control of a court case, it just disappears. It just absolutely, the equities get balanced out and the case just disappears. Another hard truth is that none of us are really well learned on the etiquette and protocols and procedures and the proper admissible ways to handle ourselves in court, and we end up getting tricked up and trapped really, really quickly, like simple things like making statements or crossing the bar without reserving rights, or not having the proper documentation, or not understanding what's admissible as evidence, like on and on and on and on. So this is why you see, you know, everybody getting thrown in jail, and that's what they actually want to show out in the public, because they don't want all these sheep getting infected with the actual truth and understanding that you are sovereign and you have the unlimited ability to contract, and you can contract however you want. Like for instance, you don't have to play their game.